What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, we have a brand new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet update patch 1.3.2, and it says there's not a lot going on, but we actually got some hints at the DLC, which is phenomenal. And we also got some new leaks on the upcoming Terra raid, which is really cool as well. And of course, guys, you're new to the channel or enjoy this type of content, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider joining the Pan Fam today by hitting that join channel member button below. So let's begin. Kirby says Pokemon Scarlet and Violet version 1.3.2 is now available to download. Features adjustments to features for live tournaments, so VGC play, maybe some other features for competitive stuff. Regulation D is the next format for VGC, and that begins July 1st. So I'm sure some of this has to do with the Regulation D format, because a bunch of new Pokemon from Pokemon Home are now going to be available to be played in this, which I'm sure like we needed a version update to allow those Pokemon to actually play in VGC when it does hit July 1st. But they also were going to fix some things about some moves. We had a couple of moves that were from Pokemon Legends Arceus that needed an update because incorrectly in the game they have their text wrong. And funny enough, they said they were going to fix this in this update. This is what this update was supposed to do in the first place. But for Matt here, who is pretty much like the biggest data miner of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so per the official SV news site, this update was meant to change misleading move descriptions for Dire Claw, Stone Axe, and Ceaseless Edge. So Dire Claw is Sneasel's signature move, Stone Axe is Cleaver's signature move, and Ceaseless Edge is Hisuian Samurot's signature move, just before Regulation D starts. And all these moves have bonker abilities. Dire Claw can put like a paralyze, poison, or sleep you. Stone Axe can put up stealth rocks when it hits, and Ceaseless Edge puts up spikes when it hits. But all these moves also had a high crit rate. Instead of the normal 4%, it's 12%. However, that was not true. That was a mistake in the game code. They're not supposed to give you an additional crit hit rate, meaning the moves are broken in the game and they shouldn't be allowed to be used in this format for Regulation D, because then people can exploit these moves. I know they're fixing Pokemon Showdown, but this patch was supposed to fix it in Scarlet and Violet. And unfortunately, they did not actually do it. They did not update said move descriptions, but instead opted to leak DLC content instead. So yeah, some DLC content got leaked and they did not fix the crit hit stuff. Like all these lines are pretty much just saying, it still says critical hit. So move descriptions are wrong. In game, they are functioning as they should, but it's essentially lying to the player. So people who don't know, then yeah, you're sort of in a bad spot. But if you're watching this video, you know now, so you're fine. You don't have to worry about this. Now, let's talk about the DLC leaks. Now, this is really interesting stuff right here. Now, Matt, once again, the data miner, says the latest update for Scarlet Violet has some adjustments to text and some additions for future DLC content. BTL, Stride, STD, Mew Battle 1. Mew is going to go all out against this formidable opponent. So let's break that down. We have future content involving Mew. So we can probably assume that there's going to be some sort of raid battle or something against Mew. Maybe a 7-star Mew battle is coming. Maybe that's not even DLC, but we could have a 7-star Mightiest Mark Mew coming before the DLC comes out, or right when the DLC launches. There could be a Mew event in the game with, besides raiding, it could be something else. But that's really cool. Pretty much just seems like every player is going to be able to catch a Mew in the future without using Pokemon Home or any other shenanigans to get it. Who knows if it's going to be shiny huntable or not? I would love it to be, but knowing Game Freak, it probably isn't. But I would love to get a blue Mew in Scarlet and Violet. Now, that's not the only thing that we saw from this leak. References to TM 172 and 201. So currently the cap for TMs right now is at 171. We have 171 TMs in the game. So 172 to 201. You can't see the 201. Let me scroll there. There we go. You can see it there. So 171 to 201. That's about what, 30 more TMs are going to be added in the DLC. That's pretty huge. And people are suspecting like Scald could be one of the TMs that's being brought back. So a lot of water types can learn Scald again, because currently the only Pokemon that learns Scald right now is Volcanion. Like, I mean, who knows? Maybe a bunch of new moves are going to be added. I wouldn't be surprised a couple of these are ending up being new moves. That's really exciting stuff, especially for VGC players, because new moves can completely change the entire meta, make some old Pokemon that weren't viable even more viable, or make them good, or make really good Pokemon even better. So this is going to be really interesting stuff to see what the DLC actually does. And the last big thing from this DLC leak was the Illuminate ability was changed. And Illuminate is an interesting ability. Essentially, illuminating only like gave you light around you before, but now Illuminate allows the Pokemon to not have their accuracy dropped. Pretty interesting. It does something else, which I think is pretty cool, but it's nothing too crazy at the end of the day, honestly. By illuminating its surroundings, the Pokemon prevents its accuracy from being lowered. I guess that's good. It's not that, I mean, it's not good, honestly, but it's better than like before for sure. It's definitely a buff, but it's not really doing much at all. So, you know, hey, that's something interesting. So maybe we'll get a Pokemon in the future, maybe a new Pokemon or some old Pokemon that are coming back that's gonna have the ability to illuminate, and you know, we get a better Pokemon. Now let's talk about a big leak slash riddle here. So you guys know Riddler Coup who leaked a lot of the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet stuff. Rumors before the game came out, has been doing for BDSP, did for PLA, all the Switch games for the most part. And he is saying Mewtwo is going to be the next mightiest mark. I believe it. I completely believe it. Because if you don't remember, guys, from Sword and Shield, the first legendary raid battle we ever had was Mewtwo. It would make sense for Mewtwo to be the raid battle in Scarlet and Violet, just because as a throwback, but also because Pokemon Home is now available. Mewtwo is now legal. I know a lot of people here have Mewtwo. I mean, in my opinion, he's the best psychic attacker in the entire game. I know a lot of people have Mewtwo now, but the fact that he's in the game and he's in the game code means you can catch him, and maybe we can even shiny hunt for Mightiest Mark Mewtwo. We'll see. We haven't had a shiny raid for the Mightiest Mark yet. Maybe this one would allow it. Who knows? If it does, well, we'll have boosted odds. Probably not, as we saw with the Gimme Ghoul, but just keep that in mind that we may be skipping the Delphox raid that we never got, and the Rillaboom raid that we never got, because Pokemon Home is now out. They had all those issues with the raids. Maybe they said no Delphox, no Rillaboom. We're just going straight to the good stuff, and I honestly prefer that. I want my legendaries. I want all the legendaries to be raid battles. I think it makes the raiding content more fun to have more difficult Pokemon. We can do cooler strategies. It'll actually be a challenge, which is fun to play with the community. I'm a big fan of this. So hopefully this is true. I trust in Riddler Coup. He has not really been wrong, honestly. So I believe it. So look forward to Mewtwo coming in probably sooner than Mew. Makes sense. But I think we're going to get a Mew event in the future as well. But let me know in the comment section below what Pokemon you want to face as the 7-star Mightiest Mark, especially a legendary Pokemon. I would love to do Rayquaza, especially if we can shiny hunt Rayquaza. That would be phenomenal as well. Rayquaza and Mewtwo would both be great options. I would love to do Urshifu as well if that was an available option as well. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.